Forgot.
Who was your match of the year, wrestler of the year, female wrestler of the year? Oh.
We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because everybody already did their yearly recaps while we were off. So we can throw these out there. I'm looking more forward to predictions for 2023, but we can go around the horn and just kind of rattle off who we had where quick hitters for 2022.
Where do you want to start, Chris?
Let's go feud of the year. What was everybody's feud of the year?
Mine's is real simple. It was MJF versus AEW and CM Punk versus AEW.
Cool. Jason?
Then I'll go Sammy and Jay.
Okay.
Sammy and who?
Jay. Uso. From an entertainment standpoint.
Outside the box thinking. I like it. I like it. Jeez, oh man, Ty. This guy.
Forgot about that man for a moment.
Yeah, I mean,
Good.
I think feudity. It's hard to argue MJF versus Punk, but they didn't get the longevity out of that I think they wanted to, based on the circumstances and what happened, to really make it the true feud of the year. We've seen Tony and AEW how they book certain feuds. BCC JAS. You had MJF Jericho with the Pinnacle and Inner Circle. So like they have carried Hangman Omega. For me, even though it was only 3 matches, but it was done majority on social media, FTR Briscoes.
Yeah.
You can't have 3 5-star classics over the course of 8 months and not be feud of the year.
Is FTR just going to be your up and down?
Pretty much.
Maybe.
I got to go with for me, what the real feud of the year was: CM Punk versus the Elite. What got talked about more?
You clickbait junkie.
We're still talking about it. Or we can go SEC versus Vince McMahon.
That'll be 2023.
All right. Donald, good match of the year.
My match of the year is Okada versus Ospreay G1 final.
Oh.
Yep.
Nice.
First time that Ospreay studied everybody who beat Okada and was using their finishers to beat him. Just couldn't do it. Great match.
I'm really gonna enjoy this story that they're gonna tell with Ospreay this year. I think it's setting up to be a really good run for him in New Japan.
Pull a sticker off something. For me, I'm gonna go Gunther versus Sheamus.
The clash
from Castle.
Yeah.
Tom versus Jail Daddy.
Chris,
go ahead, Steve. Match of the year. I know. I know who's going to be in the match. I just don't know which one.
Well, see, this was difficult because I really enjoyed Ospreay versus Cassidy. Mm-hmm. You had FTR Briscoes, but I'm going to leave them off just because I can't pick between the 3. I like all 3 for different reasons. I think all 3 were 5 stars. A lot of people put the dog collar 1, but that's in a category of itself. As far as like 3 matches, to me, you're better off debating that against like the Flair Steamboat trilogy and go that way.
I wouldn't even match the night, Ty.
Cody Seth, I think was there, but that was more due to the visuals of
yes.
the contact.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, the match was good, but I think the visual of it and him wrestling for 20 plus minutes with that, I think added to that.
I think that's what the fans voted was match of the year for WWE.
Of course.
No, the women's triple threat was better than that.
The women's triple threat.
To open the show.
That opened the show?
Asuka, Becky, and Bianca.
I don't remember.
For me, I'm going. I'm going outside the box here with match of the year, and I've rewatched it again, and it's still just. I'm gonna go Jordan Grace and Slamovich. Those two, man, like they just absolutely killed it. So yeah, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Huh? You picked what?" Because they don't watch Impact. But I'm telling you, go seek that match out. The first one, not the second one was good, but that first match they had, that stuck with me, and I've gone back and watched that a couple times. So I'm gonna go with that for match of the year.
I'm gonna go from Super Card of Honor, FTR versus the Briscoes. For me, yeah, like you said, Steve, that you like all their matches. For me, all the matches were good, but to me, nothing topped that one. So, yeah, and that was so early in the year, and nothing else lived up to that for me at all.
Yeah, like I said, I took them out of this category just because I'd rather debate it as a trilogy versus other trilogies. So, like, put their 3-match run up against Flair Steamboat, like, or whoever else, like. But yeah, that I've been hyping it up all year, so I'm not mad at you with that pick there. But I decided to go outside the box on mine.
All right, Donald.
Don't worry, Tyler. I already got my match of the year for 2023. It's Top Dollar and Ricochet.
You did that for Ty, right? Donald, female wrestler of the year.
I have Roxanne Perez. Started out as Ring of Honor champion in the beginning, made her way and rose through NXT, and because of circumstances, she became NXT champion. But that's what you call building young talent, which she did. And when she was up on the main roster, she looked like she belonged.
I don't even have to do mine because you just said everything that I had. So,
wow, it's surprising that Jens two are picking her over Mandy, given Mandy's run.
Mandy is my honorable mention, but I got young talent.
I've been throwing this one up in the air, but I'm gonna have to go with Bianca just because she stayed at the top or in the picture the whole year. Consistency.
Yeah, and this is kind of where our U.S. bias comes in because we don't watch enough of Stardom and
I know.
You know that.
But now that New Japan's going to start featuring women's matches on their stuff, maybe we'll see a little bit more and have some matches to judge.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Kyrie earlier, but first ever champ, and that. I had a hard. This one was difficult for me. Normally, it's clear cut, like Deonna was. To me, I thought there were more pieces on the board, so to speak, this year as far as women's wrestler of the year for me.
Yes.
A lot harder to pinpoint it and go, okay, yeah, definitely this is who stood out the most. I'll piggyback off Jay and I'll go with Bianca, just because it's hard to argue being on top for as long as she has been. So you're in the quote unquote biggest company in pro wrestling. You've been in number one the entire year. I will say I'm not going to say that comment.
Nope.
But I'd be on the lookout for Rhea Ripley as far as who we come back around next year.
Yes.
So
yeah,
yes,
I think could be an honorable mention for this year too. All right, Donald, male wrestler of the year, final category.
I was thinking a lot about this, but I have Will Ospreay. I mean, he's the only person who could produce in the ring and on the mic at the same time at a high level. I didn't see anybody do that together at all this whole year. From Dave Meltzer, he has 7 5-star matches, and you could throw the one in there as well. And he had the match of the year for me against Okada in the G1 final. Will Ospreay. Honorable mention, Sami Zayn for entertainment purposes, but
You did your research. You went to the books.
I told you I had a novel on this stuff. Yes, I looked at all this stuff.
I was debating this, but I'm going Seth.
I'm not angry at that either.
I had to change my mind late just what all he's done this year.
Yes.
And the good feuds he's been in. I'm gonna go with Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you might need to repick. I agrees with you.
Hey.
Yeah, I like the stuff Seth did too. Mm-hmm. With him elevating
people.
people.
Just off accolades, but I was like, you know what?
With him elevating people, I like that a lot.
You brought up consistency before, Jason. Seth is very consistent. Steve?
This came down to about 4 or 5 different guys. Seth was in there, Ospreay was in there, Josh Alexander was in there, Dax was in there, and Jay White for me are top 5. But I'm gonna go Dax. I mean, I know it's looked mainly upon as a singles run, but when you factor in everything that he's done over the course of the year, singles and tag matches, you know, the match he had with Cash, the match he had with Punk, every single tag team match they were in this year, the run they had, holding all the belts. I'm gonna go with Dax as my wrestler of the year.
So, I can't say I'm surprised. I was expecting that.
Not even
you've been calling it. You were calling it all 2022. So I think I would have been more surprised.
I mean, why get off? Why get off the horse now? Like I've literally been on it nonstop. But I mean, you put that resume up. It's a hard resume to beat, boy. If you just look at it on paper and go, okay, regardless of tag team wrestler. Yep. 1,000%, Ty.
Real quick, any breakout of last year?
Breakout?
Any
Rhea?
Rhea?
Yeah.
Rhea, hands down.
I'd put
from her mania judgment moment, Judgment Day moment, the reveal to now, nobody's touching her as far as the trajectory that she's on.
Okay. That's what I'm really looking forward to seeing what she brings in 2023.
I had Jamie. I was thinking Jamie.
Okay.
For my breakout.
My male wrestler of the year was MJF. He's the only one that entertained me for the most part this year. Promos.
Oh, you didn't go my bad. You didn't go for your male.
He blurred the line between wrestling and reality a lot. Kept people talking even while he was off TV. Yeah. MJF was probably one of the few things in 2022 that I enjoyed.
Can't hit on that.
All right. Quick prediction.
Keep it consistent, Dave. Keep it consistent.
Prediction for 2023. Who would you peg, and we'll just keep it simple. Who would you want as your male breakout star of the year, female breakout star of the year?
Takeshita for me this year, and Cora Jade. I want to see her do more in her heel gimmick.
Give me Solo and Willow.
I like the Willow pick, Jay.
Yeah. This is tough. If you know yours, Steve, go ahead.
For me, Rhea. I think she's just going to keep on that train. The only way that gets off the tracks is if they do it themselves. Like
In which
everything's set up. Like the dominoes could not be in a straighter line for her right now for this year. I mean, you can win the Rumble, beat Bianca at Mania,
go on
from
a
there.
run.
Like the dominoes are set. So, that for me, that's where I go. And then I can't say Ospreay because he's already a known commodity, right? I feel like this story New Japan is going to tell with him is going to like really put him on the map more than what he already is. But I'm going to circle back around to what Donald said. I mentioned it earlier in the show. Takeshita for me this time next year.
Yeah.
So like that dude, he's had it since day one when he stepped foot in the ring. Like prodigy wise, it's there. It's just whether or not, one, is he going to be able to talk? And two, if not, who are you going to put with him to help him be able to get the connection verbally with the audience? Wrestling wise, he's there already. He has the audience hooked. And with AEW, he may not have to get over verbal.
No.
But I think if he's going to be like a next level guy, he's going to have to connect verbally, not just match wise.
I think I'm going to go women. I'm hoping Shayna. They've been teasing this for a little bit now, and she's just never gotten to that point yet. And I really thought we were going to see Ronda versus Shayna at Mania, but it doesn't look like that we're going that way. So I hope the momentum for Shayna still increases and she gets, a single title run in WWE in 2023. And I'd probably say right now, just thinking, not necessarily just a talent, but something that I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in 2023 is, what if Cody does get the belt and what they do with him, once he comes back. So we'll see if he, can he hang and can he be the guy in WWE? Really in 2023, and I said this when we did our kind of our airing of the grievances, I just didn't enjoy a lot of wrestling in 2022. So I'm hoping 2023 is just a better year in wrestling overall.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, thanks for being a Grinch and bringing down the segments.